What is up, Washington Justice fam? Welcome to the official co-stream for your Washington Justice. Today's matchup is Week 8 of the Overwatch League here in the June Joust. It's been a little while, so welcome back. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. My name is Fiasco, and the dude next to me is the king of the Courtside King. You can also call us John and Joey. We're all friends here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the official co-stream here for the Washington Justice as they look to kind of correct the ship there from Week 1 in the June Joust, taking on the Florida Mayhem tonight. And Joey, I want to start with the great news. Everyone's been talking about it all day. Will Decay start today or not? Will Decay even play today or not? Joey, we can confirm, thank you, social media. Decay is in the starting lineup today. So everyone in chat, I know you're excited. Let's get some cheers going in chat here. Decay is in the starting lineup today, and we'll see if that really does make a difference with the way the meta is currently shaped.
Yeah, absolutely. Decay being back in the lineup is big. A lot of fans calling for him to be in there last week. They ended up trying a few different strategies. Some worked in certain ways. Some didn't work in other ways. In the end, we do see Decay returning to the lineup. But it is a tough weekend ahead, John. We have a lot of competition here. Today, the Florida Mayhem. Then tomorrow, the San Francisco Shock. It is not going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, talk about a brutal back-to-back there for the Washington Justice. But you want to know something? I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it, you know? One of the big things the Justice had to do in Week 1, and really all the teams that played in Week 1 of the June Joust 2 weeks ago, was kind of adapt to those hero bans that came out several days prior to Week 1 actually starting. That's a big game changer when you don't know what characters are going to be banned out of the game. And when you take characters out like a Tracer, a Sombra, a Reinhardt, and a Zenyatta, it's absolutely brutal to a team that it kind of specializes around Decay's Tracer. We saw Echo come and fill in that DPS role for a lot of teams. And now, Joey, here in Week 3 of the June Joust, we're even seeing another change. We're seeing a lot of Moira and Lucio on the support end being a big difference maker in team fights.
Yeah, I mean, the bans definitely hurt us as a team for sure. Tracer, Sombra, Reinhardt, Zenyatta. We weren't using a ton of Reinhardt, but still such an impactful hero to have. Overall, I'm curious to see, after having a bit of a struggle 2 weeks ago when we last played, how we've taken these new bans into processing. Are we switching up a couple other heroes here and there? Are we making a few other changes? And I think that's something we should see early on here in Game 1. Already seeing Decay come back in. That most likely means we're probably going to get some hero changes as well.
Absolutely. So, fam, just a little housekeeping before we all start. First, again, thank you so much for tuning into the co-stream, but we want you to get those in-game reward tokens for your Overwatch account also. So everyone, what you're doing right now, if you're at home on a computer and you're able to open up a second tab, go ahead and do so, and make sure you have your Blizzard account connected to your YouTube account. Open up the official Overwatch League stream as well. That way you can get that sweet, sweet in-game currency to rock all the amazing Washington Justice skins in-game when you play with your friends and family online later on. Unfortunately, they don't allow that on co-streams yet. I don't know why, Joey, but we're just playing by the rules here. So make sure you have that secondary stream up in the background. Just go ahead and mute them. You'll still get the tokens. And make sure you come back here to hang out with the rest of the Washington Justice family as well. And Joey, the great news is it looks like our friends over at Watchpoint have started breaking down today's matchup against the Florida Mayhem. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to the desk, and we'll see what the Overwatch League casters have to say.
The knockout round, and also with this victory from the Shock, that means that the Titans are now officially eliminated out of the June Joust. Bit of a heartbreaker there. There were a lot of moments where, you know, we thought like maybe they can get that map, but like looking at Hanamura, I mean, that one came down to the wire, and it was hard to see. It was really hard to see. Now heading into this match, Costa, at the very beginning, like you didn't predict or ask for a victory from Vancouver Titans, but you did implore the team, like, please play your best. You asked the same of the Shock. Is that what both teams delivered?
I think Shock did a little bit of trolling, as we saw Choi getting a little ambitious with his remake. But for the most part, I think the Shock put their best foot forward. We got to see some cool stuff. Super Count comes in to play the Orisa. We might see more of that in the future. But it was just business as usual for the Shock, and that was great to see. For the Vancouver Titans, I think they look much improved to last weekend. As much as they didn't get a map win and the scoreline is deceiving, they held the Shock on Hanamura. And if they capped that first point, that devastating first point missed capture where they were just a hair away from capturing, if they get that, they could have easily snowballed that onto point 2 and gotten a map win. And even on this control, they had great moments. They have a good eye for the meta. They look like they understand what they're supposed to be playing, and they look pretty solid. Not good enough to get over the line for the San Francisco Shock, but much better looks for them, which is all I was asking for. They look much better, they look improved. You love to see it.
And if we're shifting gear now and taking a look at the match at hand coming up, the Florida Mayhem going up against the Washington Justice. I wanna pick your brain here, Reinforce, because heading into this in our pre-show, Costa actually made some arguments for why this could be the Justice's game. However, if we're looking at the numbers, if we're looking at the standings, June Joust was so far not really it for them. They did lose against Paris, they lost against Boston. Have we really been measuring their strength, or got to measure their strength yet?
I don't really feel like we have that, no, Zoe. I feel like if you predict the Washington Justice here to beat Florida Mayhem, it's contingent on them just swapping off their playstyle entirely. We didn't see them play the Echo Reaper, Lucio Moira in week 1 when they took their first 2 losses. So maybe they'll change things up. Maybe we'll see them adapt to the meta. Maybe we'll see them play a bit more aggressively, play that rush style. So if the Washington Justice are to win today, it will be on that composition. But that still, even if you play that composition, we need massive step-ups individually from these players. I mean, this is a stacked team that has Fury, Mag, Decay. These are phenomenal players, right? And still, we're a bit shaky. We don't know where do we assess the Washington Justice here. Going into the season, a lot of people had Washington Justice as a top 3 team in the North American region. Well, Florida Mayhem, they should be an easy opponent for a stacked team like this. I think that Florida Mayhem should be a beatable opponent for the Washington Justice, but given the recent results from the Justice, given that they haven't looked like the team we expected them to be, this might be really shaky, and that's why we're all on the desk. We're all predicting the Florida Mayhem, because even though Justice, they have a ton of talent, they haven't lived up to the potential so far, Zoe.
Yeah, but let's see if they can spoil it for the Mayhem today. I think, I mean, I haven't done the math yet, but I think Washington Justice's chances of still making it, that relies on some very in-depth mathematic kind of situation. So things would really have to go a crazy way, and they would need to 3-0 and whatnot. It's very complicated. You won't understand. I certainly don't. However, now it is time for Pringle's Bold Prediction. Guys, I mean, my prediction got bolder the more the San Francisco Shock trolled. Looking at you here, Choyumen. We saw what you did there. Costa, how bold are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a little bold. So we just talked about the chances that Washington Justice make this is incredibly low because they lost all 6 maps earlier in their opening weekend. But the Florida Mayhem, they have a chance. And to get through this, to have a chance, they need to win 3-0 in this match. And my bold prediction is, I think they're going to do it. I actually really do think it's bold to think Washington Justice is good for all the reasons that Johnny said, but this is playoffs Florida Mayhem. We know when their back's against the wall, everything is going against them. BQB, Yaki, they know how to step up. I think they're going to step up 3-0 and keep their June Joust dreams alive.
Custa,
Yeah, Johnny.
You realize the Paris Eternal already beat them 3-0, right?
Yeah, but
Like, it's not a really bold prediction.
No, but they can turn it around. They can turn it around.
Yeah.
I believe in them. That's why it's bold.
All right.
Why are they whispering, Zoe?
I don't know. They don't want to.
We didn't say anything. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
No, I guess. Sorry. You
It's
can go
super
on.
bold. It's a super bold prediction from
bold.
Custa, really. Yeah, very bold.
Yeah, I've got to be real with you. Neither of us has ever excelled in bold prediction, except Danny, of course, overshot the target by some leagues, however. So I'm not sure if we can count that one. But yeah, it is time to get that game going. Both teams are fighting to keep their June Joust dreams alive. And who better to cast all the action than... Are we going with Joe?
All right, welcome back to the official co-stream of the Washington Justice. Joey, those were borderline bold predictions by our friends over there at Watchpoint. I don't know if I necessarily agree that it's going to be a 3-0 for those people down in Florida, the Mayhem, the May something, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be close. And I do think they made a lot of really good points here about definitely players stepping up, about players individually stepping up, and as a team. And Decay back in that lineup is definitely a start in the right direction for a bounce back.
Absolutely. And again, no discredit to Jerry, no discredit to Assassin. They're both phenomenal players as well. It just feels like Decay also brings something else to the team outside of his amazing mechanical play. It almost feels like he has an edge of a leadership, a little bit of a communication role in there as well. And the team just looked a little bit more fluid when we had him back in May. Again, no discredit to the other players. I'm just curious to see what this lineup looks like, as the bans are playing a huge role as well. Again, Sombra was a hero we played quite a bit, and she being banned out is a big impact. Zenyatta and Tracer obviously being as well. So how does it all pile up? Now we're going to get to see what that looks like with Decay in the lineup up against a strong team in the Florida Mayhem. As you mentioned, John, the desk not really liking our chances too much here, but in the end, I think the Justice will come out here and show us something we didn't see last week rather. One, with Decay, but two, I think we're going to change up our heroes a bit as well.
Absolutely. And again, a big shout out to everyone joining us here on the co-stream. We are watching chat. We're seeing exactly what you're saying. A big shout out to Jake Thomas, Vegard, Mikey's Basement, Daylight. We see everyone in there. Thank you so much for tuning in to the official co-stream. It is absolutely great to have the entire Justice fam here watching along with us here today. And Joey, I just have a good feeling about it today. Like, this team, what we saw back in week 1 of the June Joust, I mean, we all know as Justice fans, that's not what this team is capable of. Pre even talked about it. Supreme even came out and talked about it also. They know they did not play up to what they are able to play to. So I'm expecting a bounce back today. I feel like that's something that all of us can expect here. Because like the desk said, we know the talent that is on this roster. We have seen them. We've watched scrims. We have watched VODs. We've gone back and watched individual streams from these players as well. Behind the scenes content that the Justice put out. We know what this team is capable of. So I feel very confident that the bounce back starts today.
That's the hope, John. The hope is that they get right back on the foot running here. Again, Florida Mayhem is a good team. They just took the Dallas Fuel to 5 maps. Dallas did end up winning in the end, being that Melee champion as well that was crowned ahead of everyone else. So Florida is playing some very good Overwatch right now. Backs against the wall, trying to qualify here. They did just lose recently again to the Fuel. So they're looking for a win. We're looking for a win. I think this is going to be a very high caliber matchup here today.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and throw it in game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Washington Justice. And if you're following on Twitter, you've already known Decay is back, baby. Decay back in the lineup alongside Assassin, Mag and Fury, your tank line closer, and Bebe, your all-star support. And look at that Washington Justice roster, Joey. I am hyped. I am so hyped to see Decay back in this lineup. I know exactly what we're going to expect here. High DPS, high risk plays, high rewards. I'm absolutely excited. Mag and Fury continuing to show why they are one of the best tank front lines in the entire league. And Closer and Bebe, Joey, I would be doing a disservice to myself as a support main if I did not give the credit to Closer and Bebe here as well. Outstanding support. Top 10 supports in the entire league. Absolutely excited for tonight's matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And just there's so many fun things to look forward to here as well. I mean, one of the other things to look at is, so Assassin is still in the lineup. There's a good chance he ends up playing the Echo tonight. Decay, we've seen play Tracer a lot. She's banned out. What do we see him go to? Last week we saw, I believe Jerry was on McCree. We saw him on Widowmaker. Some more of those hit scan style plays. Is that what we see Decay rotate into? Do we see him rotate a completely different direction? And I think that's going to be the biggest question we possibly have answered here on map 1. The other thing was Fury and Mag. So Mag still played quite a bit of Winston, but Fury moved away from the Zarya that we saw a lot back in May and April, and he ended up going a few different directions. Do we see him go back to that Zarya? Do we see a little bit of a hybrid double bubble comp coming out once again? Or do we see him completely pivot somewhere else? So I think that's going to be another big question today for the Washington Justice.
Absolutely. Map number 1, Oasis. With the awesome beats in the background. Absolutely loving the music, Overwatch. Let's go. Starting out here, map number 1. The comeback starts right now here on Oasis. It all starts with the K back in the lineup. Joey, I mean, it may have been 2 weeks ago, but just remember how great Assassin played on Echo. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Echo's kind of one of those characters that was a little bit of a thorn in our side back in week 1 of the June Joust, but Assassin, definitely a thorn in the side of our opponents as well, playing on Echo.
Assassin played a good Echo, and again, the individual performances last time were not bad. It was just the teams ending up that we were up against were able to pair together and get this, in a sense, new meta down a little bit quicker than the Justice. I think this week they're going to show us they've had time to adjust.
And it's a mirror matchup to start for both teams, running that Lucio Moira support backline. Winston and Diva, Echo and Reaper. Okay, on that Reaper, looking to cause more damage here, trying to win that early point. Damage being traded back and forth. No advantage as of yet. No one has dropped. Gangnam in trouble. Backline for Mayhem. An early coalescence. And of course, Bebe returns the coalescence in reply. And the Justice push the Mayhem off, and they'll go for that early cap. Great aggressive push there. And they're just moments away from picking up. Gangnam's going to go ahead and drop here just in a few moments. There we go. Now we got it. First cap, go to the Justice.
Big stuff there. Justice getting started nice and early. Some ultimates up and available as well. Mag's ulti is up. We see the Lucio ulti up as well for Closer. Decay getting pretty close too. So Justice looking pretty good for the defense here as well.
And that was big. Slime mistiming the use of his ult. That's 100% of ult wasted. Dying that quick after you press it. It's always bad. And Decay with the Death Blossom coming out. Can't catch anyone.
No kills, but a lot of damage done. And we have our question answered of who Decay is going to kick off things playing with. Again, we saw a lot of hit scan coming out from Jerry last week. It looks like the Reaper, who Jerry dabbled with a bit, is going to be the starting hero here for Decay. Already getting that early Death Blossom down.
Mag using Primal Rage as well here early on to hold on. Now 45% done here on the first point of Oasis. So far, so good, Joey. That good feeling starting to culminate a little bit, starting to manifest, starting to grow. Can't help but get excited here as BQB on Reaper as well has that Death Blossom ready to go. He's going to go into the back line and just putting some damage down. Didn't pick up any kills either on his Death Blossom.
Yeah, not too much happening as far as kills for Death Blossoms, but hey, Justice fans, that works out well for us in this particular instance. We're sitting at about 75% on the point at this point, looking pretty good after that first capture. The Mayhem really struggling to find a retake here as the Justice holding strong.
Decay and Assassin both picking up a kill. Both Echoes down for both teams now through 85%. Now the Justice are going to look to possibly push up. Decay with another Death Blossom ready to go. It's going to wait off to the side. The Mayhem even know what they're about to walk into. 99%. It's an overtime for the first point. Decay just waiting to use that ulti. Waiting for that perfect time. Mayhem slowly pushing up, avoiding the D.Va ult. Waiting for that sound barrier to go down, then wait for Decay to make his move. Decay from above just can't go. That D.Va shield, perfectly timed Matrix there from D.Va. And BQB is going to try the same tactic. Will pick up a double kill. And that will be Florida Mayhem. After giving up 99% to the Justice, will go ahead and get their first cap of point A. That's not too big of an issue. We'll see the Justice come back and push once everyone is back up, ready to go. Playing around that D.Va ult, which is the only ult up so far. Assassin's Echo ult will be the next one up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was just going to hit on. Fury's ult is up and available. Echo ult almost there as well. So plenty of tools to work with for the retake. On the side of Florida Mayhem, they will have a D.Va ult as well with a Winston ult pretty close in check.
Assassin putting that damage down from behind. Will duplicate D.Va. For a moment, there'll be 3 tanks on the side of the Justice. Getting that ult out real quick. Gargoyle picking up the double kill on the D.Va ulti as well. Now at 45% for the Florida Mayhem. OG diving back in on Winston. Justice so close. We'll go ahead and recap. Now just need to hold Florida off. They're being ultra aggressive.
Coming out there, laying down some damage in the process. They are starting to wipe the Mayhem here. The possibility of the Justice holding on is inevitable.
Why would you get stuck in a small corridor with a coalescence going on you? I don't know. That was a bad move, Florida. Now they're looking to hold on. Mag popping the ulti as well, pushing them off, and the Justice have taken point 1 on map 1 to start off this series against the Mayhem.
Big stuff coming out there, John. Huge stuff from the Justice. Getting that point initially, ticking it up over 75%. Then they gave Florida a little bit of some point action, gave them a little bit of a percentage, so they didn't feel too bad here on map 1. But in the end, the Justice retakes some nice ultimates, gets the job done. Bebe with a beautiful Coalescence ultimate coming out of his Moira. And in the end, the Justice hold on for map 1.
Point 1 down, 1 more to go here on Oasis. Grab a book. Do a little reading before the match starts here. It looks like the comps will stay the same. It'll be another mirror matchup, as it seems this has kind of become the default meta with those hero bans in place. Florida kind of sticking back a little bit, not wanting to go all in on the point. The Justice trying to bring that pressure in. OG dives in on the Winston's, BQB on the Reaper. Trying to bring Mag down. Assassin taking down OG instead. Now it's Assassin once again on that Echo, helping push the Mayhem back. And they will cap first here on point C of Oasis. Florida just struggling to even find their way back to the point as Mag just tossing Gangnam around in the back. Moira will have to go back and try again.
And you love to see it. The Justice, once again, getting that first capture, running down some nice percentage here early on. A lot of ults being used on the side of Florida Mayhem, and the Justice using a few of their own, but also keeping some in check as Furies is still available.
Assassin duplicating Winston, just smacking the Mayhem around. And what a snipe by Assassin on, that was, I mean, that was beautiful. Now approaching 40% here on point C of Oasis. Point A already going in favor of the Justice, looking to close this one out in 2 points.
That is the hope, but there's still a lot of percentage to tick here. The Justice getting close to 50%, looking to hold on here, but Florida is working up with quite a few ultimates. They have the Lucio ult, they have the Moira ult, D.Va and Winston available as well.
And a lot of ults popping off. OG, Gargoyle, Gangnam, all going off. Trying to find a way for Florida to get back on this point, but the Justice just not letting them. The positioning from the Justice to avoid these ults and the extra damage has been absolutely amazing here on the second point. Now Decay coming from above. This is the Death Blossom. Putting the damage down once again. May not have picked anybody up, but forced the Mayhem back off.
It's great when you can get some kills off the Reaper Death Blossom, but doing the damage and pushing the team off the point is enough. Good stuff coming out there. 90% as the Justice continue to tick up as a possible point 2 could be captured.
95%. Almost there. Right around the corner. OG comes rolling in on Wrecking Ball. It's now into overtime. Sound barrier down from Closer. Slime responds. The Death Blossom not going to be able to do too much. BQB can only take out Decay. Still at 99%. Bebe taking out Gangnam as well. Still contested. Just 1 percentage point away. Assassin gets taken out by OG. Justice players quickly getting back from spawn. They're looking to hold on. They don't want to give this point up.
The problem here is going to be the ultimates, though. You have a Moira ultimate available as well as a Wrecking Ball ultimate. Mag getting his ulti pretty soon as well as the Moira for the Justice, but it's a little bit of time before that and Decay's Reaper ult is up.
Yeah, just stagger the Justice a little too much there. That tank line going down of Mag and Fury definitely helped the Mayhem out. They'll get their first cap here on point C. They'll start to tick their way up. But Joey, I'm looking for a repeat of what we saw on point A. I'm looking for that recap for the Justice. And it could be coming here on this push with that Mag and Bebe ult ready to go.
Absolutely. The two to look out for is Yaki does have an Echo ult up as well as Slime's ult on that Lucio. Those two could be a little troublesome, but the Washington Justice with plenty of ults of their own.
Bebe using his ultimate as well. Florida able to push the Justice back a bit. Justice will have to go ahead and regroup.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Justice were too comfortable in that retake, and that's fine. They didn't waste Mag's ultimate, so that's still available. You have Decay's Death Blossom, which is a huge damage dealer. Assassin getting close. Closer getting close as well with that Lucio ult. On the opposing team, they do still have Slime's ultimate available. Diva and Moira getting close as well as Reaper.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good push here for the Justice with that ult economy ready to go. Gangnam on Moira, using the Coalescence, trying to put the damage down and heal at the same time. Decay picking off Slime. That's a sound barrier they don't have to worry about now. And the Justice will go ahead and recap. Now they're going to look to hold them off as overtime is ticking down. It's only Wrecking Ball's OG gets taken out as well. Several players come back from Miami now. The Diva ult coming in. Catches two on the back line. It's Decay and Closer. That is going to hurt, but they did manage to recap, holding Florida to 77%. Now it's Yaki in the form of Diva putting down some damage as well. And Florida will go ahead and recap the point, but it was so close. So close.
So close, but we invested a lot there. No ultimates now up for the Washington Justice. The closest being 65% on Assassin's Echo. While on the opposing team, we do have a Wrecking Ball ultimate up for OG.
Both teams going to hit 99% here on the second point for Oasis. OG's going to drop down to pick up more health and look to swing back up and around. Looking to kind of stagger the fight here a little bit as Gargoyle staying close to that Moira. This is already 2 down for the Justice. Max switching over to Wrecking Ball to try to get back quickly as well. Yaki putting more damage down on that Echo. The Coalescence coming in for Bebe. It's going to be a tough one. Florida backs off. That's going to give the point back over to the Justice. Now back into overtime. The sound barrier used by Slime.
This could be big right here. Decay has that Death Blossom available, and sound barrier is down.
Decay able to take Gargoyle out. Mag taking out OG as well. And it will go the distance, and the Justice will take point 1 and point 2 of Oasis. And map 1, Justice fans, has gone to the Washington Justice.
That is huge right there. Last time these two teams met, when they went to the May Melee knockouts, Florida took Oasis 2-1. This time, already showing improvement, already showing a nice understanding compared to what we had 2 weeks ago of this new composition with the new hero bands coming out. The Justice taking this one 2-0.
That was exactly what you wanted to see, Justice fans. That was a dominant performance. One of the things we saw back in week 1 of the June Joust, yes, they were able to cap early. Yes, they were able to hold. But at the end, for whatever reason, they just weren't able to hold on the full distance. And as soon as the other team recapped that point, that was it. They had a hard time recapping that point back for the Justice to finish off that win. Well, we saw it here twice. Both going to 99% for the Justice. They were able to recap and hold on for the distance. So, Joey, that's exactly what you want to see. I could not be more excited, not just because Decay's popping off, not just because the entire team looks like they're playing better, but because you're seeing those changes, those team tactic changes as well here on these point captures, where, yes, you're getting the early cap, you're holding on for a very long time in most cases, in both cases, all the way up to 99%. Yes, it's very rare, the first cap will go the distance and you'll cap it on one without it going back and forth. But once they lost the point, they were able to fight back. They used their ultimate economy. They timed it out well, and they were just able to push back. Their positioning was fantastic. They knew exactly where everyone was at. They knew where to move when the other team's ultimates were active also. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, you have to be excited just seeing the night and day changes we have seen in just 2 weeks.
Absolutely. And they did struggle a little bit on that first retake of Point C, but in the end, they were able to get Decay's ultimate back up and they played around it marvelously. 99% for both teams. They found the flank they needed to. He got in there, did the damage, and they cleared at that point for the victory. I think the other thing to hit on, John, I don't know if you've noticed, and for the fans out there as well, look at the player cams. Everyone's mouth is moving. There is so much communication compared to what we saw 2 weeks ago. And I'm not saying they weren't communicating, but the mouths are just constantly moving this time. And you can just tell how, as a team, that communication is continuing to improve, whether it be in individual plays, whether it be in strategizing of how to retake points like we just saw here. I just love to see communication from a high-level team, and you're seeing a lot of it so far today.
Absolutely. And Joey, I know for a fact the fans down at the Washington Justice headquarters watching at the watch party are incredibly excited. No, the last watch party, which was the first watch party of the year, it was only limited to 15 people. They had 15 passionate fans show up down there. I know the tickets went incredibly quick. They were there to cheer the Justice on, and unfortunately it was an 0-3 not in our favor. Today, with this watch party, they're bouncing back. We're seeing this Justice team absolutely pop off, especially on the first map here of Oasis. They have to be absolutely thrilled down there in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely, and especially up against a team that we lost to previously just about a month ago, and on a map we lost to them on just about a month ago as well. So not only losing to the team, but losing on the map, showing that we have come back. We look a lot better than we did 2 weeks ago in this new meta with the hero bans. We look a lot better than we did last time against Florida and even on Oasis as well. Improvements across the board.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at downtown DC here real quick. Take a look at some of the fans cheering the Justice on. Joe, it's so weird. It's like 6:30 Eastern time and still daylight. It's absolutely, I will never get used to it, but at the same time, I absolutely love it. So big shout out to all the fans in downtown Washington, D.C. at the watch party as well. All right, Joey, it's time to do some business. And of course, that business is map 2. Oasis in our back pocket. That's one map. We need 2 more maps to go. Up next is everyone's favorite map, Anubis. Temple of Anubis coming up next. Now, this is a map. We've seen this Justice team back in the May Melee and the June Joust. I'm not going to say it's their best performing map, but it's one of those maps where it can get frustrating for certain periods of times because you kind of get bottlenecked, whether you go down the main pathway and you go under the bridge when you're on attack, or you go off to the left and you kind of get caught up in that side room trying to fight for the high ground. We've seen the Justice absolutely steamroll this map, and we've seen the Justice absolutely struggle on this map as well. It seems like, you know, it's kind of a pick your own poison when the Justice play on this map. But I'm expecting, especially after how I saw them play here on map 1 in Oasis, I'm expecting maybe, I'm not going to say a steamroll, but I'm expecting to see them perform a little bit better here.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, and I was going to hit on the same thing, it's just this map has been one of our best maps and one of our worst maps. We've gotten stopped at that second point so many times and just had a hard time attacking there. But we've also just steamrolled. We've had some really strong defenses here. We've held some teams from even capturing point A on this map. And we've had creative strategies as well, going around the side room or going up under the bridge. And I think they bring a lot of creativity to this map. It just comes down to that second point. We've struggled to capture it, and that's something they're going to have to get over today if it does come down to it.
Absolutely. I had to get that hype video in there. I absolutely love it when they play the roster hype video there on the Overwatch League. So I had to definitely get that in there as well. All right, Joey. 2-0 on Oasis. Turning our attention to Anubis. Let's go ahead and throw it back to our in-game cam as both teams are getting ready to go. Heading on over to the Temple of Anubis. Again, 2-0 for the Justice on Oasis. Boy, I would love to know what the analysts on watchpoint are saying right now. I bet the ones that were calling for a 3-0 Mayhem sweep are probably it wasn't a bold prediction. I'll just go ahead and say it. It was not a bold prediction, not at all. So there you go. Let's see.
I mean, it might have been a bold prediction because the Justice are really that good. They just had an off week, guys. So in the end, regardless, bold prediction or not, they are being proven wrong so far in that first map of the day. Looking so strong out there. A couple things here. So you have the map leaderboard, the all-time Mayhem versus Washington in 2020, John. 518 was the time bank there. But as we've said, what do old stats matter? We have a completely new roster, a completely new look roster in that. Decay back in it as well. And we'll have to see how they take it on Anubis, John. Again, it's one of those maps that we felt a little wishy-washy. I'm curious if we're going to start on attack or defense here and how we're going to kick off things.
Well, let's go ahead and find out who's starting on attack, who's starting on defense. I almost feel like you want to start on defense first so you know what you have to accomplish here when it's your turn to go on the attack. That's my own train of thought. I prefer to start on defense. I want to, why have to push the entire way? If you only need the first tick on point A to win, I don't have to push the whole way. I'd rather play defense, see what I got to do, and do what I got to do. And hopefully that's not having to go to that second point.
For pure domination, John.
Yes.
I just want to push all the way, even if we don't need it. Let's just take as much as we can here. It will be the Justice attacking first, so we'll see what they can take. Historically, they've been pretty good at taking point A. It's been point B where we've struggled. A little bit of a different setup here from Florida Mayhem, though, as they are sitting pretty far on the left side of the bridge.
They are. I guess they're going to try to force the Justice to that left side room, coming in through that choke point. I can't really remember the last time I saw an Overwatch League team really push down the middle. They either go high on the right or they go to that side room on the left. And with the way the Mayhem are setting up, I have a feeling they're going to push off to that left room. And Joey, breaking news. I know you were not expecting this, but it's another mirror matchup. The exact same 6 champions picked. Same heroes for both teams.
Yeah, both teams play a pretty general, similar style. So coming from May to the June Joust qualifiers, I'm not surprised that we see something similar coming out, especially with both teams struggling a bit there early on.
Yaki back on Echo. Looking to reset as the Justice look to regroup here for another push. Decay looking for more information. We'll go ahead and make that push into the left side room now. Assassin
and the Justice do have an ult available now on Bebe's Moira and Assassin's Echo. On the opposing team, there is a Moira ult and close to an Echo ult available as well, so pretty much mirrored all across the board at the moment.
Assassin moving in both coalescences going off. Definitely don't want to be stuck in that corridor. Diva ult on the backside from Assassin. And a whole lot of nothing going on until Decay pops that Death Blossom, taking down Yaki and Gangnam. That's going to be a solid push for the Justice onto point A to start off this map.
There has been one key interaction between the last map and this map, and in particular, that is when Slime pops that Lucio ult and when Decay pops that Death Blossom. Every single time so far, it has been Slime popping it first. Decay finds a way to flank behind, takes advantage of it, and once again, gets Justice another capture, this time point A on Anubis.
Yeah, there's nothing that feels worse in the world than popping a Reaper ult just to be countered by that sound barrier. That is a true feels bad man moment. Now pushing in from the back room, from the side. Bebe coming in, having to get away from that Diva ult. Decay taking down OG. The Justice looking to push on, looking for that first tick. They got it. Florida gets back in time to try to contest, but that's one tick down so far. Just under 4.5 minutes to try to cap this point. Now BQB's Death Blossom goes off as well, only causing damage, no kills. They're going to try to push the Justice back, and they will. But just over one tick already down for the Justice, and that's a solid push to start off point B.
And I think the Justice are going to be okay with that. Decay's ultimate now ready on the Reaper. Echo's ultimate available as well. Mag's still a little bit away, but you do have the Closer ultimate available here pretty close. It's right in the high upper 90s. And that Lucio ult, as we've seen so far in today's matchup, is very, very key for these two teams.
Now Decay with that Death Blossom dropping down again. Pushes the Mayhem back. And in this case, it's Slime counteracting with the sound barrier this time. Yaki taken out. Assassin picking up another kill onto BQB. Looking to take more here on the second tick for point B. Decay on that Reaper, just doing tons of damage. Pushing that take line back. Yaki did switch back to Doomfist. Second tick down. Halfway through the third. OG able to get back. BQB has switched to the Ice Queen. It's May making an appearance for the Mayhem. OG taken out as well. Mag with the double kill. Still contested. One player left on point. Trying to contest. They are so close for a full clear here on Anubis. Gargoyle not going to last too much longer. Mag takes him down. Closer taking out Slime. OG doing everything he can to stay alive. Assassin waiting for May to come back. It's not enough. May is not going to survive. And the Death Blossom to round it out. And the Justice are going to go ahead and complete point B. Joey, bring out the steamroller. My goodness.
In credit to the Mayhem, they did hold on for like an extra minute there at the end. But again, it comes down to that Lucio ult versus the Reaper ult. We saw Decay pop it first here, which is big. And that gives the advantage over to the side of the Mayhem. He wasn't able to get a kill. He was able to lay down a little bit of damage. But then Slime popped his ult well after the Death Blossom was over. That was a big misplay there. It allowed the Justice to regroup, get some quick heals, and then move back on point. From there, the Mayhem not able to retake that point as the Justice hold on for that too.
Joey, you mentioned the face cams earlier, and just, I mean, body language is everything. If you want to know how a player is feeling, take a look at their body language. I could not help to notice, but Assassin, Mag, and Bebe all kind of crack a little bit of a smile there at the end of their push on the attack phase here. But the look on the players of the Florida Mayhem, I mean, they were focused. Like, no one smiled. They realized that for defense, like, that was not defense. Let's be real here. The Justice absolutely pushed through in point A. Point B took a little bit longer for the Justice, but still, it's just under a 2.5 minute time bank for the Justice if for any reason the Florida Mayhem are able to cap both point A and point B here on Anubis. The Justice are in a really good position, and the Mayhem know that. They know this is going to be tough for them. The Justice are feeling confident, and they have every right to, and now we're going to see them on defense, and if there's anything we learned from Oasis, they know how to hold a point, and we're going to see that again here on Anubis.
And again, the communication, the smiles is great, the laughs is great, but you also see the mouths moving a lot on that communication. And the Justice communication, especially with ult economy today, has been super strong. I like this aggressive flank coming out from Fury as well early on. They're kind of playing with their food a little bit here on point A.
I like that, playing with your food a little bit. The Mayhem looking to push off to the right side. They want to commit as a team. You see them kind of stagger there on the stairs, trying to go up to that right point. right side of the point. You definitely do not want to be split up on your initial push. The Mayhem taking their time here, trying to figure out what they want to do, and now they're going to go ahead and try to make their move. And instead of going to the point, they're just going to take the fight directly to the Justice on that high ground.
And honestly, I think that was a good play from Florida. I think that caught the Justice a little off guard. They were probably thinking they were going to drop down onto that point, and then the Justice would be able to kind of push them and corral them into that corner. It did play out differently, but so far the Justice not too bad of a defense, as they still have quite a bit of health available, with a few ultimates getting close as well.
The Justice doing a great job holding on here, forcing the Mayhem back. That was their first aggressive push from the Mayhem here on point A, and the Justice responded perfectly. They held their position. They let the Mayhem make the initial engage and the mistakes, and the Justice punished them. Now Florida thought about going up to the right side of the point again, but they're going to drop back down, go to the bridge. It'll be a repeat of what we just saw about 30 seconds ago. Coalescence coming out from Gangnam. Not too much happening there. Trying to keep his team alive. Closer now switching over to that Mercy, Resin Fury.
Big thing to look at here. So on the side of the Washington Justice, Decay, 24% on his ultimate, while Slime does have his available. We'll see if Slime ends up popping that early, as it is going to come out, which means Decay will have his up for that sound barrier's back up.
The Immortality Field down and destroyed. OG causing some pain back there for Bebe. Assassin taking down Slime as well. OG's going primal. They already have one tick on point A. Decay just being a little bit of a nuisance here. Is actually going to hold it halfway through the second tick for A. But it may not be enough. Looks like the rest of the team is just going to hold back for point B. So point A will be capped by the Mayhem. Just over a minute left on point A. I'll give them just a little over 4 here to attack B. It's going to be a 4-minute hold for the Justice if they're looking to close this out in one take.
And that's a big play coming out from Decay as well. You shave another 15, 20 seconds off there. The Florida Mayhem still with quite a bit of time to work with here to capture point B as they get ready for their first attempt at it. But Decay, again, Reaper, 93% over there. Mag, ult almost up as well on the Orisa. Fury getting pretty close to 70%. The support's quite a bit of ways over there. On the side of Florida Mayhem, you do have that Moira ult up as well.
Gangnam coming in from the side using that Coalescence. Fury and Decay both picking up kills. Onto BQB and Yaki. Fight now taken to the side room. The Justice just laying it down. Gargoyle in trouble. Baby Diva does not want to go up against 5 members of the Justice. Gargoyle just waiting to get back, and that's probably not the best time to get back into your mech.
Yeah, I like the little smile coming out from him as well. As soon as he clicked it, he knew it was a mistake. On the side of Florida, they do have quite a few ultimates to work with here, though. They have the Reaper ult up, the Echo ult up, as well as the Diva ult. Slime's ultimate on that Lucio still look quite a ways away at 60%. On the side of the Justice, we have the Orisa ult up, the Echo ult getting pretty close, as well as the Diva ult up. So quite a few ults in the economy for both of them, as it looks like Florida's going to take a different route this time.
BQB has that Death Blossom ready to go, looking for that flanking play. Justice in good position to get out of that Death Blossom once he uses it. Looking to make that move in. Death Blossom is down. And BQB doesn't really find anybody. But it's going to be kills going in favor of the Justice. That's going to be a strong hold as multiple players for the Justice pick up kills. And that attack from the Mayhem went nowhere.
And that clock continues to tick down as well. 1:45 remaining here. It looks like a couple more pushes will be available, but Decay is not going to make them easy as he picks up quite a bit of kills there alongside Assassin. That is 4 players down for the Florida Mayhem.
Oh, Decay, welcome back to the lineup. That Death Blossom. Give me more. That was outstanding. Decay just running around saying hi to the Florida Mayhem.
I know, chat's loving the wave from Decay, the little hi coming out. You gotta love it.
Everyone in chat, go ahead and say hi back to the Florida Mayhem. We'll say welcome back to Decay. We'll say hello to the Florida Mayhem. Let's go ahead and start waving.
And that time is continuing to tick down. 50 seconds remaining in this one. 1 to 2 pushes left for Florida available. Ultimate up for closer of the Washington Justice. That good Lucio ult can be a huge defensive capability.
Yeah, Slime and OG on the side of the Mayhem with their ultimate. The sound barrier down. Now Assassin. Duplicating Reaper has it. Death Blossom drops in from above. Just putting down damage, unable to pick up any kills. But Assassin just holding the Mayhem back with the rest of the Justice. It's 15 seconds left. This is going to be their final push. 3 ults up. Gargoyle just 10 away from the Diva ult as well.
It all comes down to this.
Yaki trying to attack that back line. Trying to get that Death Blossom up. We'll get it. But it's quickly disposed of. Mayhem on the point. Got halfway through tick 1. Mag and the rest of the Justice push back on. They're trying to contest. Mayhem get the first tick. The fight taken to the side room. They've got the second. The Mayhem pushing the Justice back. But Decay pushes up to stop to try to contest. So close. Decay taking out Gangnam as well. Using that Death Blossom. OG drops. Now the Death Blossom on the side of the Mayhem didn't do anything. And so close, the Justice will hold on point B. And they will take map 2 on Anubis. And the Justice are up in the series 2-0.
This is huge. Once again, another statement here. Taking another map off Florida. Again, a team that beat them just a mere month ago. Decay back in the lineup. Decay looking great. The team communication on point. Seriously, the usage of the ultimate from the Washington Justice this week is night and day from what we saw 2 weeks ago. Their ults looked a little bit scattered the last couple weeks. Now we see them all unified. They're keeping some and not using everything all at once. It looks like they're so much more sturdy, both in game, but also in a mental capacity as well. They look confident. They're playing confident. And so far through 2 maps, it is definitely showing.
Absolutely. Xing, you are 100% correct. We do have this. Feeling absolutely amazing here after Anubis and Oasis go in favor of the Washington Justice. And Decay cannot say this enough. If you know the enemy team's Decay, the enemy team's Decay. If you're Florida Mayhem and you know the enemy team's Reaper has a Death Blossom ready to go, do not group up in a small corridor. I mean, you almost made that too easy for Decay. Just to go up there, press a button, and then boom, Death Blossom and you're all dead. Congratulations. I mean, Joey, I feel like I'm just repeating myself here, but this is Decay. Like, this is one of the best DPS players in the world right now, and he is just absolutely popping off. You know, with this time, with the meta finally kind of playing itself out here, the Justice having time, they put the work in. It is 100% evident right now here in this matchup against Florida. They put the work in. They're coming out to prove a lot of people wrong, and they're up 2-0 on the same team that knocked them out of the May Melee just weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. The hero adaptation is looking very strong this week. Again, Decay back in the lineup is looking very good as well. The communication, again, I love the mouths moving so much. It just shows that this team is communicating. You're seeing the smiles afterwards. Yes, because they're winning, but also that confidence is building, and you can see it map over map, point over point. They're just looking so good right now, John. And again, we got a few more maps to go here, potentially. We could close things out here on Eichenwalde is going to be the next map. But so far, again, this team looking night and day from what we saw 2 weeks ago. The confidence is just oozing out of them. It's so much more fun to cast a winning team, too. From our perspective, it has just been great. And Decay's ultimates have just been so on point so far. It's really been the battle of that Reaper, Death Blossom, first Lucio sound barrier. And so far, the Lucio sound barriers have not quite clicked to the favor of what we've seen Decay bring to the table so far today. Really waiting to time it based on that Lucio sound barrier, whether he baits it out early, whether he waits until it's used, and then pops that Death Blossom. Even if he's not finding kills, which in most fights he has found, he's finding a ton of damage and end up winning fights for the Justice.
Absolutely. So not that I'm going to look forward or anything for the Justice. Like, we still have a lot of work to do here to finish off the Mayhem. But I also do have to kind of promote a little bit, so I apologize for that. The next official Washington Justice co-stream will be less than 24 hours from now. In fact, that is tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the official YouTube channel of the Washington Justice. Joey and I will be back to cast the second match here of Week 8 here in the June Joust. We'll see how the Justice do going up against the defending champions in the San Francisco Shock.
Absolutely another tough matchup coming up next. But first, we got to close this one out. We're up 2-0. The match is not over as of yet. Let's talk a little bit about Eichenwalde, John. Eichenwalde is one of those maps we've seen the Justice make some super flashy plays. Really, the Tracer of Decay looked phenomenal on this map back in May and April. Tracer now not available due to hero bans. Do you think we see him pull out that Reaper once again, as it has looked phenomenal through the first two maps? Or do you think we see him maybe pull out something different, assuming he is in the lineup once again?
Well, I mean, after two maps, if Decay is not in the lineup, maybe he needs a break. Like a water break would be nice. I've got my water here, just got to do that, So, in all honesty, I think on the first point, you'll definitely see a Reaper. It's enclosed. There's not a lot of places to hide. Has that height that he can drop down on to use his Death Blossom. So I definitely think Reaper is a potential possibility for the initial push. On the push phase for this hybrid map, he may stick with the Reaper if he really wants to, but I feel like he may switch to something that has a little bit more longer range, just because the long sight lines you have there on the cart push phase for Eichenwalde I don't think it might be as conducive to a Reaper, but then again, Decay is a top player and is in Overwatch League for a reason, and I am here casting Overwatch League from my computer. So if he chooses to play Reaper, let him play Reaper. But I just feel like with those long sight lines, Reaper might not be the best choice. But so far, Decay has really made a lot of people look bad here with their predictions today. So who knows? Maybe he might make me look bad for saying you might want to switch off a Reaper on the cart push until you get inside the castle. When you're enclosed once again, then it's all Reaper all day, baby.
Yeah, definitely pros and cons to a few different heroes on this map when it comes to DPS, and we'll see what Decay ends up pulling out in the end. But so far, the Justice looking very good. A little bit of a different map here now with the Escort ability coming into play. We haven't seen that so far on Oasis or Anubis. So we've seen them, I'm going to say, struggle a little bit in the past with some of these Escort maps, Eichenwalde being one of their stronger ones of them. But in the end, the Escort portion of the map has seemed to be a little bit of a difficulty for us as the Justice previously. We've shown from 2 weeks ago that they have been able to overcome these hero bans. They found adaptations, Decay back in the lineup, and it does look like he will be playing here on Eichenwalde as well. No changes to the lineup going into the next map. I think that's going to be another one of those big question marks. We've seen them, of all the map types, struggle on Escort portions of maps. So we'll see what they can bring today here on Eichenwalde. The flanking Tracer not available. They're going to have to adapt from that.
Absolutely. So let's go in to our favorite map in Germany, the only map in Germany, in Eichenwalde. It'll be the Justice on the attack first. Florida on defense, and Florida probably not feeling too good with how quickly they got steamrolled on Anubis. They're going to try to hold the Justice back. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But right now, setting up, it's going to be McCree, Echo, Marissa, Sigma, Brig, and Baptiste on the side of the Mayhem. We'll see what the Justice come out with when those doors open. But as of right now, it looks like Mag might be trying to flex that Wrecking Ball, and Fury trying to break out that Roadhog.
And here come in the last minute changes. So a couple changes coming in here. It looks like Mag will switch over to Orisa. Fury switching over to Wrecking Ball to get things started here on Eichenwalde.
Justice taking their time coming out of the out of the point, trying to see what kind of comp the Mayhem came out with. Closer will go ahead and switch over to Mercy.
Yeah, lots of switches. That was 2 phases of switches coming out there in the end. A little bit of reconnaissance, getting that Wrecking Ball out there, then Fury switching over to that Sigma. Should end up well as they already make it past the bridge here. Very early push.
Absolutely. The Mayhem playing a little bit farther back from that choke point, wanting to fight on point. Decay on McCree, already proving my Reaper point here on point A wrong. Fine with that, not a problem. Starting to put some time down here on point A. First tick down, Decay. Taken out in the back, but halfway through the second tick. Gargoyle is trying to contest a little bit longer until he will drop. Decay getting that res from closer. And point A capped. That part, never in doubt. Never in doubt. Capturing the point, feel 100% confident the Justice will do it. Now, like you were saying, Joey, pushing the cart, it's a whole different story. We'll see if these changes were made in the last time, since the last time we saw this team play as well, about a week and a half ago. So this, I feel like this will be the big key to find out if this team really has figured out this new meta, figured out how the June Joust is supposed to be played with these hero bans. Because again, what we saw in week 1, we all know that's not the Justice team we're used to seeing. That's not what we can expect from this team. But what we're seeing right now in front of us, this is the team we know they are. Being able to adapt, being able to continue to put that pressure onto the other teams. Seeing how they push this cart will be the final indicator to see, at least here against Florida, if they have figured out this entire new patch for Overwatch.
Absolutely. Still question marks on the escort portion, as you mentioned, John, and I think we're going to get some of those answers here as we do see some kills traded back and forth. The Justice, again, coming in today looking very confident, and I think we continue to see this on even one of the modes they've struggled on the most.
The car continuing to push under that bridge in that first long initial push phase. Assassin putting some damage back through that castle entrance, really holding the Mayhem back. Going up high as it looks the Mayhem are trying to split up and flank from behind as well. Yaki on Echo with Slime on Mercy. Decay using that Deadeye, trying to catch a couple players out or hold them back. That cart continues to push.
Yeah, that's the big key there. They're able to hold them back, push that cart all the way across the bridge. Now Decay looking for flanking opportunities as well.
So close to hitting that first checkpoint and entering the castle. Assassin. Assassin as Sigma picking up some kills as well. And they'll hit the first checkpoint. Just under 4.5 to go for the shortest part of the push here on Eichenwalde.
We captured the point. We hit the first checkpoint. Just under 5 minutes left to go here, John, and just a little bit of a ways still to travel. The Justice looking phenomenal on this attack round of Eichenwalde. Looking at the ult economy just quickly, Fury at 88% is our closest ultimate up. On the side of the Florida Mayhem, we have an Echo ult available on Yaki. Gargoyle with the Fury ult, or the ult available as well, and then Baptiste popping the ult now.
Fury tossing some rocks around. Yaki picking up a double kill. Mag getting the res from closer. But the Justice look like they may just go back and go ahead and reset that fight, not going in their favor. Florida's going to try to be a little aggressive. They're looking like they're going to push up here just a bit. BQB with Bob ready to go. Gargoyle with Sigma's ultimate as well, and Decay, the only member of the Justice with the ultimate, but Mag and Bebe not far behind.
Yeah, both Orissas mirrored almost both of them low 80s at the moment. Fury did use his ultimate in that last fight, but Decay's is back up. The Mercy ult getting close, as well as the Baptiste ult up for Bebe on the Justice. The Fury, or Gargoyle's ultimate rather, is still up on the side of Florida Mayhem, as well as BQB, the ability to pull out Bob.
Decay looking for that angle to use Deadeye. Zakart continues to push, looking for that last turn around the corner. Lots of damage being traded back and forth. Decay trying to catch a couple players out. Won't, but Assassin taking down some ultimates. That Cart's continuing to push, and OG just gets back just in time. So close to completing the map here on Eichenwalde. It's Assassin behind, trying to lay down that damage. Now Decay from the high ground will drop back down. Great healing once again from Closer, keeping Decay alive. Yaki from behind gets Closer, but it's not going to be enough. The Justice will complete the map. All 3 points going to the Justice, and they will go ahead and switch sides.
Yeah, great stuff coming out there. That Mercy ult. So Decay originally went down. He had just used his ult on McCree. I had a feeling we would see that Reaper come out to kind of finish this one off, but Closer able to get that Mercy ult off, get him back up, and it ended up being enough to close it out. 153 left in the time bank as the Justice go 3.
All right, again, I promise I'm not looking ahead. I promise I'm not looking ahead. But at the end of today's match against the Florida Mayhem, you are going to want to stick around for the post-match press conference. We will be joined. Should I tell him, Joey? Should I tell him who's going to be joining us in the post-match?
Yeah, assuming nothing changes, this should be the case.
Assuming nothing changes, of course, they always have the right to give us a different player. But rumor has it, he is one part of the best tank line in Overwatch League. Fury should be joining us at the end of the match for the post-match press conference. So, do me a massive favor. I know all of you are possibly in Discord as well. Whip out your phone, send out some text messages, post in your Discord servers. You are not going to miss this, because this is the only place you're going to see this interview with Fury, is right here on the official Washington Justice YouTube channel, co-stream, and it is going to be absolutely exciting to have Fury on. All right, back to some Overwatch League action, Joey. Both teams have switched sides here. Yaki deciding he does not want Widowmaker. We'll go back over to the Echo instead. The Justice being a lot more, I don't think that's a proper phrase, being more aggressive, playing on that first bridge at that choke point. We saw the Mayhem play back on point. They will go back to the drawing board. They'll go back for a complete line change, it feels like, if we were playing hockey. Change up a lot of their heroes, and now they're going to go ahead and push in, and the Justice now will drop back to the point.
Ah, yes, the old hockey comparison. You don't hear too much in the Overwatch League, but as John used it, it is very effective here as well. The Justice laying down some damage as we see Florida head on to point A.
Assassin starting to pepper the Mayhem from the side, putting that damage down. Will back off just a little bit, but will not lay off on that damage. And Fury there on the side looks to bolt around, putting all the pressure onto Florida. Florida just really struggling to get past that choke point. Now Assassin duplicating Diva, pushing the Mayhem back. And Joey, they may have to switch names here, because all the Mayhem is being laid onto the Mayhem right now by the Washington Justice.
I don't know, man. The Mayhem look like they are having a very big Mayhem situation at the moment, as their team just struggles to even make it out onto the point, just continuing to be pushed back. Both teams set up defensively pretty far back on the point, but the difference being the Justice were able to push them right back. We do see Florida looking for a retake here, though.
Decay getting those quick heals, trying to put the damage down, but won't be enough. This Gangnam will go ahead and take down Decay. Closer dropping as well. Fury going down for the Justice as well, and it looks like that might be point A here for the Florida Mayhem.
Very well might be point A, but the time bank difference is huge here. The Justice with over a minute more than the Mayhem had to work with and their particular push at the end. Florida is going to get just over 4 minutes to go, and they have a long push ahead of them.
Very, very long push. Decay on that Reaper. We'll see if those perfectly positioned Death Blossoms will make an appearance here for the Justice once again. Bebe taking out Slime. Some support on support violence. That cart stuck just in that initial gateway of the push. The Justice trying to waste all of their time. 3.5 minutes left to get to that first checkpoint. And that is a long first checkpoint here on the push phase for Eichenwalde. Mag picking up 2 kills as well. Fury picking up 1 on BQB. They're pushing him all the way back into spawn. No cart for you, says the Justice.
Not only that, but can we just talk about Max Winston? This monkey is insane. Mag just absolutely takes over on him, getting furious there and just slamming people against the wall, against anything he could find. Decay with a nice ultimate coming out here as well. The Justice really clicking on all cylinders here and denying Florida even the opportunity to get back on that payload.
Now it's OG's Winston taking down Assassin. Can't get much else. But the rest of his team will pick some kills up for him. That cart will continue to push around that first bend. Still a long way to go. Just over 2 minutes to the first checkpoint for the Florida Mayhem. Ult economy definitely in favor of the Mayhem right now. 4 ultis up. Closer and Bebe, the only 2 on the side of the Justice. And Bebe will go ahead and use Coalescence right now. Sound barrier coming out as well from Closer. BQB. Death Blossom out. Used it right into the ultimate of Closer. Doesn't pick up any kills, and the damage was minimized.
Yeah, BQB layered it just a little bit too early. He ended up using it while there was still a little bit of sound barrier left, so that did block a lot of those lethal hits. In the end, he does deal quite a bit of damage, though, and does push them off. But Decay, once again, looking strong on this Reaper, picking up kills. Assassin also laying down the damage as they once again push Florida back.
And Decay just holding on to that Death Blossom. Mag and Fury and Bebe with their ults as well. Yaki, the only one with the ult on the side of the Mayhem. I have a feeling this next team fight will not go in favor of Florida.
The key is for the Justice not to use all their ultis, though. There's about a minute left, so there is the opportunity for 2 pushes, depending on how long this fight goes. They need to layer them so they still have a couple available for the next fight, potentially.
Decay's ult. Just doing some damage and pushing back the Mayhem. They're struggling to get back to that cart. The Justice really holding them close to that choke point.
And that was a beautiful use there. You still have Mag's ult available. You did use quite a few ults, but you didn't kill anyone, so they didn't go for a full reset. Florida instead having to take that time to heal up as they look to push back on. 25 seconds left to go.
It is so close. It's 20 seconds away. And it's Assassin doing his part to hold the Mayhem back. That's Mag dropping down from above, going primal. We'll drop back to the rest of the team. They're looking to hold the final hold here. BQB uses the Death Blossom. Perfectly timed ult from Closer. Just absolutely minimizing it. And Decay will respond in turn. Doesn't pick up any kills on the Death Blossom, but puts down enough damage. And they are just falling all over Eichenwalde. And the Florida Mayhem just get absolutely demolished. Not even reaching the first checkpoint on the cart phase. And that is a clean 3-0 sweep. Justice has been served.
That is huge right there. And I love Closer's ultimate at the end there with the sound barrier. That's something we saw Slime really struggle to time up against Decay's Death Blossom. Closer showing exactly how it should be done, blocking out BQB's ability to lay down that Reaper damage, and in the end, saving the map, not allowing for even another push from Florida to even have the opportunity to continue the map as the Justice close this one out 3-0.
I mean, Joey, look, I was expecting a Justice win today. I may have been expecting maybe a 3-1, you know, maybe a 3-2 going the distance here based upon what we saw in week 1. Knowing that they put the work in, we know they spent a lot of time in the practice room and together as a team watching film, going over everything that they learned here in week 1 of the June Joust. But, you know, a 3-0, look, I'm not complaining by any means. Like, this is the kind of bounce back performance you are expecting from a team of this caliber. And you cannot say enough about Decay. Just look at these highlights, the Death Blossoms. Absolutely perfectly timed. The Mayhem had no response to them whatsoever. And Decay, just a massive, massive force all over every single map that we played on today, whether it was Oasis, whether it was Anubis, whether it was Eichenwalde. If you were the Florida Mayhem, you had to know exactly where Decay was, and they couldn't keep an eye on Decay, and he absolutely punished them.
Absolutely. Decay would be our MVP most likely of today's match, just laying down the damage, finding great flank opportunities, even not having his Tracer available, still getting it done on both Reaper and McCree. But in the end, John, the communication for this team is the biggest thing for me, whether it's because Decay's in the lineup, whether it's because they learned that was a weakness of theirs a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. They have 100% improved. We saw mouths moving almost on every face cam today. The ability to communicate, the ability not to waste a lot of his ultimates. Outside of one push on an earlier map, I believe it was the second rotation of Oasis. That was the only time we really saw misused ultimates. A lot of great layering, a lot of the ability to always have ultis up and available for these crucial fights. They got the job done today, John, and they did it swimmingly. This was absolutely gorgeous to watch. This is a Florida Mayhem team that took 2 maps off of Dallas just a little bit ago. This is huge. Dallas winning the May Melee Championship, now coming out here. Florida, again, bringing the heat to them, taking 2 maps. They did lose the series 3-2, but they lost this series 3-0. The Justice looking very good so far to kick off this week.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm absolutely ecstatic. Like this, this is what I was feeling. This is what I knew we were going to see today. I was, like I said, expecting that Justice win, a 3-0 domination over a very talented Florida Mayhem team as well. A team, again, that knocked us out of the May Melee just weeks ago, taking them down, getting a little sweet revenge on them 3-0 today. It was absolutely fantastic. So, Joey, again, I feel like I kind of have to tease it because it's coming up next. We are going to be interviewing, again, we haven't been told otherwise, so it sounds like this is still going to stand. Fury will be joining us on the post-match press conference, so do not go anywhere. We're going to toss it to a very quick break. On the other side, the man, the myth, the legend, Fury will be joining us. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the post-match press conference. We are joined by one half of the amazing tank line in Fury. First off, Fury, congratulations on the 3-0 win against Florida Mayhem. And thank you so much for joining us.
일단 승리 정말 축하드리고요. 이번에 메이엠이랑 하신 경기 첫 번째 3대0 정말 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
All right, so first question for you. Obviously with the hero bans, the new meta is taking time to kind of play out here a little bit. We've seen a lot of teams kind of struggle with that new meta, trying to find out what fits best. Week 1 didn't go exactly the way we all thought it would, but it seems like the meta's kind of played out a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about those changes from week 1 to today's match?
지금까지 이제 리그 경기들을 지켜봤더니 정말 많은 팀들이 고군분투하는 모습을 볼 수 있었어요. 특히나 이제 여러 팀들이 메타에 적응하지 못하고 그런 부분을 볼 수 있었는데 이번 1주차에 비해서 이번에는 어떻게 좀 변화가 있었던 것 같아요?
1주차에 비해서요?
네, 저희 1주차에 비해서 이제 저희가 팀 타임 좀 시간을 가지고 지켜봤잖아요. 좀 연습할 시간도 더 있었고 그래서 저희 팀이 어떻게 메타에 적응하고 또 어떤 변화를 가지고 좋은 결과를 이룰 수 있었는지.
저희가 조합을 맨 처음 첫 주차 조합을 짰을 때 첫 주차 준비할 때 저희의 그런 연습 과정이나 저희가 쓰는 조합을 확신을 가지고 했었다가 이제 대회 안에서의 이런 저희 조합 쓰는 것들이나 이게 좋은 성과를 못 내서 이제 저희의 커뮤니케이션이나 뭐 그런 조합적인 부분을 좀 많이 보완하려고 했던 주차가 이번 주차인 것 같고 1주차에 그래도 좋은 결과는 아니었지만 과정에서는 좀 좋은 팀으로 가기 위한 그런 과정을 겪었다고 생각합니다.
So yeah, we had a lot of struggles on our composition on week 1, and then we prepared a lot, and then we didn't have that strong confidence in our composition in week 1, and then we didn't prove well, and we didn't show off our best performance last week. So we kind of tried to fix our communication and composition. So we try to make up for our mistakes. That's what we do during the bye week. And then we weren't satisfied with what we did and with the results we made last week. But it's all about the process, you know. So that's why we were able to pull it off today.
Absolutely. Marks of great teams are being able to adapt to whatever the game throws at you, and we definitely saw that today. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. I just have to ask another question here real quick. Obviously, the Florida Mayhem was the team that knocked us out of the May Melee, so there was a little bit of revenge on the table there for you. Was this match kind of circled as a revenge match to kind of take it back to the Mayhem?
네, 정말 말씀하신 것처럼 그렇게 이제 연습을 하고 메타에 적응하는 팀이 정말 승리까지 갈 수 있다고 생각을 하는데요. 사실 이번에 메이엠 팀이 저희 5월 토너먼트에 있어서 메이엠이 저희를 떨어뜨렸다고 볼 수도 있잖아요. 그래서 이번 경기가 좀 뭔가 복수의 혈전 뭐 이런 느낌이었나요? 아니면 어떠셨어요?
복수 같은 느낌은 없었고 그냥 일단 저번 토너먼트에서 떨어진 건 떨어진 거고 그냥 이번 주차 메이엠전 준비할 때는 뭔가 메이엠을 겨냥한 것보다는 저희 팀 스스로 저희 팀 안에서의 그런 문제들이나 저희 팀이 그냥 어떻게 앞으로 나아가는지나 그런 그냥 저희 팀만을 위한 경기를 좀 생각했던 것 같고 물론 메이엠이 저번 달에 저희를 하와이 못 가게 했지만 메이엠 하나만 엄청 이기고 싶어서 준비했던 거는 아닌 것 같아요.
It wasn't like a revenge match, I would say. It was just for us, our team, you know. It was our own fight, own struggle. So I wouldn't say like we prepared for only mayhem. They were not our target. So we try to fix our own problem. We try to focus on ourselves and how to fix it. It was all about our team. So, I know that, like you said, Mayhem knocked us out, and then we couldn't make it to the Hawaii. But that was our one goal. So, like, it wasn't a revenge match.
As Justice fans, we've had the pleasure of watching you and Mag pair up on that tank line. Being a tank veteran in the league and a veteran player in and of yourself, how has it been to pair up alongside a promising rookie in Mag so far this season?
정말 이번 매치에서도 매그 선수와 함께 정말 잘 결합이 되어서 좋은 모습을 보여주셨는데요. 매그 선수와 함께 보니 어떠세요?
일단 매그랑 게임을 했을 땐 뭔가 제가 리그에 처음 오거나 그런 좀 제가 이제 형들과 같이 게임했던 그런 순간들이 좀 생각나기도 하고 또 말하는 친구인데 이제 리그에 처음 들어와서 적응도 하고 이 컨텐더스와 리그는 또 다른 느낌이라서 좀 친구가 일단 저희 팀의 이제 스타일이나 저희 팀 안에서 잘 융화되고 있는 것 같아서 지금은 아주 좋습니다.
So yeah, with Meg, he reminds me of that me, like a rookie myself, you know. So when I was promoted to the Overwatch League for the first time, he reminds me of that rookie of myself. So I can tell like Meg is trying really hard to adapt our team, and also the difference between contenders and Overwatch League is pretty big. So I know that he will absorb that and then build a synergy in our team. Yeah, I believe in him. So yeah, he can do it.
Absolutely. We believe in you both as well. One other thing we've noticed, and we've talked a little bit about team composition changes, during the May Melee qualifiers, we saw you playing quite a bit of Zarya, but we haven't seen you play much of her since then. Without giving your strategy away, do you and the team feel like she doesn't quite fit into the June Joust meta?
5월 토너먼트 예선 때는 퓨리 선수가 자리아를 플레이했던 거를 많이 보여주셨는데 이번 6월 토너먼트에는 그런 모습을 잘 볼 수가 없었어요. 그 이유가 자리아가 이번 메타에 잘 안 맞기 때문인가요? 아니면 어떤 이유에서 그런 건가요?
일단 이번 스테이지 준비할 때는 자리아를 저희 팀 안에서는 이렇게 안 쓰는 것으로 좀 결정이 났고 그렇게 많은 자리아를 쓰는 조합을 많이 시도도 안 해본 것 같기도 하고 또한 저 스스로도 딱히 이번 스테이지에서 자리아 막 엄청 뛰어나거나 그렇게 쓸 필요가 없다고 생각도 했고 네 그랬던 것 같아요.
So during the prep for this tournament, we decided not to play Zarya, and then we even tried it that composition. So because we thought it wasn't a great pick for this meta, so yeah, that's the reason why I didn't play Zarya.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and let you go here, but we just have one last thing for you. I know you couldn't see it because you were too busy playing in the game today, but our chat was absolutely alive and full of energy today, rooting you and the rest of the Justice on. Do you have anything that you would like to say to the tons of fans all around the world watching you and supporting you and the Justice today?
네, 정말 퓨리 선수가 이번 매치 때 정말 활약이 굉장히 컸던 모습을 볼 수 있었어요. 그래서 이제 마지막 질문입니다. 지금 이제 전 세계에서 퓨리 선수와 저스티스를 응원하고 계신 팬분들께 한마디 해주시기 바랍니다.
일단 첫 번째 주차에서 저희가 3대0으로 이번 패배하고 조금 저희 이 주인 파티라고 해야 되나? 이 팬분들이 찾아와 주셨는데 저희 게임하는 곳에 근데 두 번 다 3대0으로 좀 졌어가지고 그때 스스로도 좀 이번 주차 준비를 열심히 하긴 했지만 경기 결과가 안 좋게 나와서 좀 팬분들께 그렇게 막 팬 서비스도 제대로 못했고 좀 많이 약간 혼자 시간을 가지긴 했는데 그 부분에서 좀 죄송스럽고 오늘은 그래도 3대0으로 이기기도 했고 해서 앞으로 더 이렇게 좋은 경기를 팬분들에게 보여드리기 위해 내일 좀 더 열심히 할 예정이고 네, 그리고 응원해 주셔서 감사합니다.
You know, in week one, we couldn't make the results, like the good results. So we were on a like losing streak with a 3-0, and then we had like a viewing party in our facility. So a lot of fans came to the facility to watch us and root for us, but we couldn't make the results we wanted to have, and then I think we let the fans down, so I really apologize for that. But so I had some alone time and thought about it, how to make it forward and how to improve our performance. So that's why we were able to make 3-0 this week, and then I will show more better performance and I will try my best. So thank you for I appreciate your love and support.
Absolutely, Fury. Thank you so much. And just know the entire Washington Justice universe and family is here supporting you and the rest of the team. No matter whether it's a win or it's lost, we have your back, and we absolutely love the honor of watching you and the rest of the team play. And thank you so much for joining us today.
네, 퓨리 선수가 아니면 저스티스가 이기든 지든 저희는 항상 여기서 응원을 하고 있으니까 앞으로 그대로 열심히 해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 인터뷰 감사합니다.
All right. Thank you very much. That is
Thank you
Fury
so much.
alongside Henny. Thank you so much for joining us here on the post-match show.
My
and
pleasure.
a reminder, coming up tomorrow, it's the Justice taking on the San Francisco Shock, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow, Saturday the 5th, right here on the official YouTube channel of the Washington Justice on the co-stream. Joey, that was an amazing interview. Fury is fantastic. Gave us great insight. I love the way when we asked about this matchup being possibly a revenge matchup to try to give them a little more motivation to take down a team that took them down in the May Melee. I love the fact that he said, hey, look, we have to focus on ourselves first. We knew we didn't play well in week 1 here in the June Joust. We made the changes. The changes were for us as a team, and that's what we were focusing on, is how we perform and how we want to play this game. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. You can just see the passion from Fury just all over the place in that interview. It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely that. And if you guys had a chance to watch the Decay interview as well, he was mentioning why they ended up making decisions not to play him last week. And again, it's all team-based, guys. Every one of these decisions that the coaching staff is making, that the players are making, they're making them together based on what they think is best for the team at that point. I just love the togetherness and really the fellowship of this organization and team right now. And we saw it today, a big 3-0 win against the Florida Mayhem. The other thing that Fury hit on was communication. He mentioned that was one of the weaknesses they felt they had when they last played on stage, or virtually on stage, rather. And I think, again, we mentioned that today on the broadcast. We saw mouths moving almost on every one of the player cams. Everyone was communicating. The ulti usage was very effective today for the Washington Justice, and you see those improvements already so far in the June Joust.
Absolutely. So, again, a friendly reminder, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, maybe a little bit earlier. We don't know how the games before us are going to go down. But tomorrow, roughly around 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the official YouTube channel of the Washington Justice, will be the official co-stream with yours truly once again, as the Washington Justice will now look to really cap off the comeback tour here in week 8 of the Overwatch League, going up against the champs themselves in the San Francisco Shock. So please tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a great one, and we need the energy. We need the excitement from the fans right here on the official co-stream. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, your final score today, the Washington Justice take down the Florida Mayhem in 3 maps, 3-0. The bounce back has begun. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of Courtside King, my name is Fiasco. We will see you tomorrow.